Hi everyone, and thank you very much first of all for joining me in this tutorial. So here in this lecture we will be talking about this X-ray analyzer mobile application which has been developed on KivyMD, right? So basically if a person has his X-ray of chest and he wants to know whether he is suffering from pneumonia or not, so this application can help him doing that. Now, how this application works, what all things are there in the front end, and what all things have been defined in the back end, all that stuff will be covered in this tutorial. So stay tuned with me and don't worry about the coding part. Also, I'm going to explain each and every bit of code I've used for creating this application to you in this video. And also, I'm going to share the code in the description section in the form of a link through which you can download the entire code and you can also build an application like this for you. Okay, but first of all, before diving into the tutorial, I would like to tell you about the types of courses I have on my YouTube channel and the things you can learn on my YouTube channel if you are a subscriber of my channel. So there are machine learning tutorials, Microsoft Azure, cloud computing based tutorials. I have Django based projects. There are 77 different types of projects that you can learn from, right? We have hacking course, we have computer vision course, I have artificial intelligence, Python game development. For kids, we have Tinkercad tutorials, thumb cable projects, Scratch tutorials. There are 136 different types of Python projects that you can learn from. Okay, these are real-time projects and they are going to help you a lot if you are preparing for interviews. Okay, even if you are a professional and you want to learn artificial intelligence, computer vision, NLP, Django, like React, Angular, Django hacks. If you want to take some cloud computing course, or even if you want to learn React Native or how to host applications on cloud and on-site servers, all that stuff you can learn on my channel through these videos which I have in these playlists. Okay, so just check them out once in case you find anything missing, in case you are looking for something which is not present on my channel, you can let me know about that. I will be happy to shoot a tutorial on that particular technology or thing. Okay, coming back to the application. So this is the front end of the application. Now how this application works, let me show that to you first. So here we can upload an image like this. It shows us this file manager from where we have to now go into that folder. The image which we want to upload is present, right? In which then I have a folder named Checked X-Ray Detection Reporting, and here I'm going to first upload this image. So it's a normal image, right? The person who is not suffering from pneumonia, his X-ray is present in this image over here. So let me just upload it and check out the result which the backend will give to us for this particular image. So here is the result. Result is normal. Where is this result coming from? It is coming from this Flask backend, okay, which the application hits when the image gets uploaded on it. Now I'm going to upload an image in which I have an X-ray of a person who is suffering from pneumonia. So users, Gaurav JA, application data. Okay, so here we are going to upload this virus.jpg. Let's see what result we will get on the front end. So person is affected by pneumonia. Okay, so this is how this X-ray analyzer works. If you have an X-ray of your chest and you want to see whether you are suffering from pneumonia or not, you can just upload it on this portal, on this application, and it will give you the required result. Now the next thing that we have to see is how this application is able to predict the correct result. What all things are there in the backend which is helping this application in predicting this result. So this is the front end part. I'm going to cover the front end part first. You know, the things I've used for developing this application, creating this view in KivyMD. So here I've imported all the libraries. Okay, and then we have a class called image uploader app, in which I've defined all the types of functions that have been used for creating this application. So there is this function called build, where we have created a screen. Then there is a layout that we have created which has vertical orientation. The first thing that we have defined over here is an MD label which has X-ray analyzer as a text. Okay, font style, theme, text, color, all everything have been set, you know, like the way you're seeing right now. And then we are adding this title label to the widget using this add widget function, and finally we are adding it to this layout that we have created over here. Same thing we are doing for this label over here, this button, this image, and this result also. Okay, so this is the code for the next label which you are seeing over here, X-ray image. Then we have the code for button, and here we are adding the button to the layout using this add widget named function. Then we are adding the image. Also we are adding this MD label which we have defined for the result part to this layout using this add widget named function. And finally we are adding the layout to the screen that we have created on the top over here using MD screen function of KivyMD. Okay, now comes the open file manager function. So open file manager function gets triggered when the user hits the upload button. So you know, the window which comes like this when we hit the upload image button, this file manager is coming from this function open file manager, right, where the user can then select any image, and once the image gets selected, it uploads it, the you know, the function upload image gets triggered from this function named select image. What happens in this upload image function? We take the image and we hit this URL on whichever Flask application is active with that image, you know, which the user has selected. Now, once we get the response from the Flask application, we check whether it is okay or not. If it is okay, it is free of errors, we show the result to the user. Otherwise, if there is any error in the response, we show could not process image. Okay, let me just show this also to you. So if I click on upload image, so desktop.ini, as you can see, you know, the application doesn't support .ini file. That is the reason it has given us this error called could not process image, right? So that's for this purpose we have defined this code over here. Then show result is something which will give us an animated view of the result, and it will also help us in seeing the result on the application like the way we are seeing it down over here. Exit file manager, so this is something which will get triggered when the user will try to get rid of the exit file manager. He will try to close the exit file. He'll try to close the file manager. Okay, so this is a code that we have in place for KivyMD. Now the next thing that comes is the Flask. Okay, Flask application, which this KivyMD app is hitting in the backend. What all things do we have in the Flask application? Let's check it out. So we have a model called CheXNet.h5, which is there present in the same root directory in which the uploads named folder exists, and both the files, the KivyMD file and the Flask file, are present. Okay, so how we have created this model, that is something which I'm going to cover in the later section of this video. But for now, we are going to check out the Flask application, which is actually helping the application in showing the response and generating the response for the user for the file which he uploads. So we are loading the model over here. Then we are checking whether the uploads named folder exists or not. So basically what happens when the user uploads an image, it comes here in this uploads named folder, right? from where the Flask picks up the image or file, and then it checks whether the file has something in it or not. Okay, whether the request sent by KivyMD has this file content present in it or not. If not, then it will simply return this error, no selected file. If the file has some content in it, it will store that file inside this uploads named folder. Once the file gets uploaded, it will take the file into consideration, it will convert it into an array, then it will add a dimension, another part or another dimension to that array of this image data, and it will then call this pre-process input named function for pre-processing this array of the image. Right. Now, finally, when we have this pre-processed data in place, we simply have to pass it to this model that we have defined on the top over here, and it will predict for us whether the person has pneumonia or not. So if it will return 0, if it returns 0, it means that person is affected with pneumonia. However, if it returns 1 or something else, it means that person is normal, he is not suffering from pneumonia, and this is what will be shown to the user in the front end. Right. So this is the whole code that we have in place in the backend. Right. Now the next thing that comes is this model preparation. How this model has been developed, that is what I'm going to show you. So the code for this model preparation, we have it over here. So we have a file called untitled.py. Okay. Now here we have a code which is using VG16, Keras, TensorFlow like libraries for creating a model based on the data that we have downloaded from Kaggle. Okay, so there is this chest X-rays data I've downloaded from Kaggle, and in each of the three folders, test, train and validation, we have two more folders, normal and pneumonia. So in normal we have all these X-rays which shows that person is not suffering from pneumonia, and this is the folder in which we have the images where we have the X-rays of those people who are suffering from pneumonia. Likewise, we have two different folders in this training named folder. Okay, and we have two different folders named normal and pneumonia in the validation named folder also. So all this stuff you can get from Kaggle, and I will share a link in the description section from where you can download this dataset. Coming back to the code, now here after importing all the libraries, what we are doing, we are setting up the image size. So the image present in the training set and the data set and the testing set, they are of different sizes. We have to pass the images of same sizes to the model. So how to do that? I've created a phenomenon for that, and it will create the images of same sizes and it will pass it to the model. Now here we have defined train path and validation path. Okay, this is where my training set is present. This is where my validation set is present. This is the model which is built on ImageNet, with the help of which images can be read. We can create custom models. We are setting up the layers for this model over here. Then we are checking for the globes, means the images present in the training set. So there are two different folders. With the help of this asterisk, we are taking both the folders into consideration. We are flattening all the images, and then we are playing with the layers of the images. Okay, and finally we are passing it to the model. Then we are compiling the model over here using laws, optimizer and metrics, and after that we are playing again with the images. So zoom range, shear range, horizontal flip, all that stuff is taking place over here. Then we are rescaling all the images. Now we are setting up the training path and testing path. We have set up the training path and testing path over here. And finally, we are fitting the training set and the testing set in this model over here with the help of this short code. Now, this is what happens, when you run this code. So this is the place, if you see, the model is reading all the types of images present in those training set and testing set. Okay, and it is then fitting, it is then training the model, right, based on those images present in the testing and training set. Finally, we are saving the model using this model.save. And this is the model which I've simply copied and pasted over here. So I've created the model like this, right? And then I have just picked up this model and put it here in this root main directory of the folder which consists of the KivyMD applications code. Right. So I think you've well understood everything, whatever I've done for creating the application. Right. You guys can also try it on your own. In case you come across any difficulties or any issues, you can let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. You can find the link of the whole code in the description section below. So no need to worry about the code. Okay, keep sharing the videos, keep liking the videos, and keep motivating me like this so that I can create videos, informative videos like this for you guys in the future also. Thank you very much for being with me in this tutorial. Bye bye, take care, and have a great day, guys.